Hallelujah. You don't just depend on, okay, when the man comes, let the man do it. What are you doing for yourself? You need to do something. You need to upgrade yourself. You need to learn something. You need to do something. Hallelujah. Amen. The same applies to a young man. You need to learn. You have to read. You have to study. On other things, you have to come on how to acquire knowledge. But you need to really study. You need to learn. You need to open up yourself and learn. A minister of God that says, what is spiritual father? I don't believe in that thing. I'm alone. Don't worry. Watch and see. First of all, ask, how did you even start ministry? Without being under any tutorship. Nothing. God just called you. Even when before Jesus began his earthly ministry, he went and he was baptized. And John the Baptist said, no, I cannot. I'm not even worried to lose. They say, suffer it to be so. Hallelujah. For this, you need somebody to ordain you so that you manifest your earthly ministry. That was when Jesus said, remember he began to preach. And he said, greater than me will come. Somebody is greater than him, John the Baptist. And when Jesus came, he bore witness. Hallelujah. And when Jesus was baptized, Jesus was fasted and was tempted. And when he began his ministry, John's ministry began to close. Hallelujah. Which he already said that the one that is greater than him will come. Hallelujah. You know, and it got to a time when Jesus began to minister. Even John the Baptist was confused when he was in the prison. You remember? They sent the disciples say, go and ask him, is he the one or we should look for another? Hallelujah. Amen. You know, that's a different mission entire, but how can you, the same one that bore witness, begin to ask, is he the one or there's another one? So a young man, when you begin to ask, is she the one or another one? Then that's a problem. Because you never even heard anything in the first place. Hallelujah. Ooh, hallelujah. 1 Kings 3. The same 1 Kings. Let's see some other thing. Let's see how he administers. Knowledge helps you to administer rightly. Let's see with example. Hallelujah. 3:23. And the king said, we know the story, popular story, the two women, one slept on the child, and the child died, and she took the other person's child. And look at the matter now. 23. And the king said, the one says, this is my son who lives, and your son is the dead one. And the other says, no, but your son is the dead one, and my son is the living one. Then the king said, bring me a sword. So they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to one and half to the other. Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king, for she yearned with compassion for her son. And she said, oh my lord, give her the living child, and by no means kill him. But the other said, let him be neither mine nor yours, but divide him. So the king answered and said, give the first woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is the mother. Hallelujah. 28. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had rendered, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to administer justice. Hallelujah. Knowledge helps you to administer. Hallelujah. I'll come back to this example, but let me give you a practical example. It's not enough to be a nurse or a nurse. Hallelujah. And it's not enough to be a medical doctor. There's what we call practical skills. You have to acquire knowledge on how to administer. Hallelujah. The same dosage that's applicable for me is not applicable for Daniel. Neither is it applicable to Adu. You know why? I have more weight. So if you give me 500 milligram, and you give Alice 500 milligram, so you have to know how to administer. You know, as I'm speaking now, you should be, if you're a medical doctor or you're in finance, you should be asking yourself question, do I know how to calculate these doses of a thing, how to administer? No, you see, I just do as if you are jotting what I'm preaching, but write it down somewhere. When I get home, I have to look on how to do it. If you're already in 5th year, 6th year, or you're already a graduate, just write it down somewhere. Do as if you are jotting what I'm saying, but just write it down somewhere. It will help you. Hallelujah. It's knowledge that makes you know how to administer. You know, when you've learned something, it's like a mechanic. You go to a mechanic workshop, and sometimes you don't know that maybe why the car is not starting. Probably the battery head is not well fixed. You know, when you call a mechanic and they see that that's what is the issue, they won't fix it immediately. Some, not all. Some have some very good one. You know what some will do? So, I'll have to tow this thing to the mechanic workshop. And you have no knowledge, you have no idea, don't know anything. And they tow it to the mechanic workshop. He will enter under and be doing rubbish. When he sees, because some people are observant, you know, it's not here they can leave your car and nothing will happen to your car. Mostly in Nigeria, if you're going for servicing, you carry chair and sit there. Except it's your already trusted mechanic. If not, even your trusted mechanic, you sit there. You see parents that are using newspaper, but they are there. They will read. But their eyes in what the person is fixing. Once they see that you just turned away, they fix the battery head. Okay, start them. People that start, so, that this is your work. They'll just give you charges. You don't have any option. You have to pay. Hallelujah. That's why, as a rule, you see when a car breaks down somewhere, it refuses to start. What you do, even if you don't have any knowledge, you see people opening their bonnet. You know what? They want to check the battery head first of all. Even though you don't know anything, but at least open the bonnet, check the battery head and see if it's fixed. If it's fixed, you try to start it again. It's not starting. It's okay. You've tried your best. But at least open the bonnet and do something. Hallelujah. Amen. You have to learn it. You have to know when to administer. At what interval to administer. So the king was listening to them. His wisdom just made, he was listening to them. He was understanding. He was understanding. They were just saying, he was just observing. You see, that's what wisdom and understanding does. When you just be listening and you'll be understanding because you are just watching and discerning what is happening. You're just looking at them. And then the king knows. You see, there's no way the king will truly divide the child. He just played on their mind. Hallelujah. Amen. And the other one say, divide the child. The other one say, that's the mother. He's just playing to know whose child is this really. The same way you play on the mind of sellers sometimes, mostly in Africa. You go to buy something, and they take 2,000 for example. So guys, you know 1.5, say bring 1.8. 1.5, bring 1. So if you know they say leave, you just be going. And I say, come. And that thing doesn't work all the time. Sometimes you are going, you are wishing the man calls you back. The man is not calling you back. You're the one that will not talk. Oh, guy, you know they say. Hallelujah. And in that same business, there are people who already have knowledge of the business. And they are reading it. So don't forget this is someone's field. They already know what you want. And some people give themselves. You see, there are people in our size, anybody that weighs from size 45 upwards. When you go to any shoe shop, you don't make guys so much. When you just see the size, buy it. This thing I'm telling you, take note. Big sizes sometimes and small sizes are rare. And when you have them, they cost more and they will not reduce the price. See, that's why you should appreciate something if you are medium. Hallelujah. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king. For they saw that the wisdom of God. You see, wisdom can make you really take you to a place whereby you know how to begin something. But you need the understanding and the knowledge to really execute it. To execute the task. What they don't know, they're explaining out here is now, the king knows what to do at this particular time. Just like we saw in First Chronicle. The sons of Israel, they had the understanding of time. They know what Israel ought to do at a particular time. Hallelujah. Whoo. Proverbs 2. Let's go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 2. Are you learning something? Are you sure? Proverbs 2 verse 10. Are you there? It says, when wisdom enters your heart and knowledge is pleasant to your soul. Hallelujah. New Living Translation says that knowledge gives you joy. Hallelujah. Amen. Oh, knowledge is joy. Hallelujah. Amen. I like that. Say, knowledge gives you joy. I will explain. When you have knowledge, you'll be joyful. You see, when they say that on this particular subject, we'll have exam in the next 2 hours, someone that really knows the subject will not panic. Will just be joyful. You know, that's how you will know something so much that when they call you, just be joyful. You're just happy. You're just happy. But if you don't know it, you are panicking. Knowledge keeps you, you are just happy. It's pleasant unto thy soul. Knowledge. When you have it. When you go for it. When you acquire it. It's just pleasant. When somebody is talking to you on a particular field and the person makes a mistake, you know, this person has made a mistake. That was like I was guiding the layers of the blood vessel. If I made a mistake now, most of you would have still said, yeah, it's correct. Hallelujah. But somebody that knows will say, he has made a mistake. Have you not been listening to let's say, a program or an event and the person makes a mistake, you know the person made a mistake. You know this is a mistake and everybody's clapping you. What are they clapping for? Somebody that's not, if it's a non-medical event and the person uses medical terminology, people, even though there's a mistake, people will be clapping. You wonder what are they clapping for? Just be clapping. After clapping, you say, what is it? You didn't see anything spectacular, but to them it was. It brings joy. You're just happy. Oh, why are you happy? I've got the knowledge. See, knowledge gives you an edge. Hallelujah. It gives you an edge which the other person doesn't have. Hallelujah. Amen. When the two of you are seated now, medical, engineering. If two of you are the only people here now and I say, I need one of you to perform CPR on this victim now. Engineer, to begin with, do you know what is CPR? But you have an edge already that, I know this. I can do this. Hallelujah. You see, knowledge makes you relax. You know, I saw a video. I don't know, some of you must have seen it also. Mostly if I see a video on social media, I mean all of you have seen it then. Hallelujah. You know, of doctors which began to resuscitate a newborn baby that it took minutes. I can't remember now, 20 or 40 minutes it took for the baby to come back to life after delivery. They keep performing CPRs, you know, they will do. They will hit the baby. You know, and they shared it on social media. People began to comment, especially from my country. And they say, if it's in my country, the first minute, they will have given up and tell the mother, your baby has gone. But you see these doctors, they were young guys. They were just calm. What will make them just be calm for these 20, 40 minutes? I'm trying to show you something. What will make them be calm? There's something they know. They're just calm. They are doing it. They know. Do you know why? Sometimes we should appreciate the procedures in the Western world. Or let me say abroad. Like where you are, not where you're coming from. You see, they have steps in everything. When you go to hospital back in Africa, you have fever. When does it start? They put it. Okay. It's subfebrile. They're like. When does it start? Evening. When did it start? When does it treat? It's malaria and typhoid. No test. No test. Here they will conduct tests from beginning. If it's inaccuracy, they can give you something to stabilize, but they will be conducting the test. I give the example to tell you why. Before that woman got to that delivery, several tests are taking place. Even up to delivery, if you understand the system here, there will be cardiotocography still monitoring the heartbeat of the baby and the contraction of the uterus. So as it's monitoring, they know that there is no how there should be this kind of system because the heartbeat was normal. It never dropped. So how come now just a few minutes before you got delivered, you died? There's something they know. There's something you acquire. They are just realized they are resuscitating the baby. And the baby started crying. And they were just smiling. They didn't even look they weren't panicking. You go back home. GP is performing surgery. When you go back home, don't ask any doctor, can you do this? They do everything. I'm not saying it's wrong for you to assist or have the knowledge. But there's some cases you see, refer the person to a specialist. No, they don't do it. Until you use your hand to go and look for specialists. They will tell you they do it. And later you say there's high mortality rate. Why wouldn't there be? Playing with human lives. So why is there area of specialization? Hallelujah. When wisdom entereth into thy heart and knowledge is present unto thy soul, it gives joy. It gives you joy. When you have the knowledge, it doesn't take you anything to perform CS. You know, that brings me to another thing. Are you learning something? You know, that brings me to another thing. You see, back home, when they say this person wants to deliver, and he CS, hey! The whole family will enter dry. No, am I speaking the truth? They will declare fasting in the whole extended family. I don't mean the immediate family. Extended, the whole family. But here somebody will walk up to doctor. I want to deliver via CS. Okay. You look. Why? Proverbs 17. verse 27. All right. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. That's why I began to say, 28. Even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. When he shuts his lips, he is considered perceptive. You know, sometimes when you go to something place, just keep quiet, don't talk. You talk too much. Your future husband might be there, but you are there. You talk too much. Just behave like you have sense. Just stay. Oh, hello. What's your name? Just answer straight up. My name is Perpetua. Perpetua, nice to meet you. Thank you. Polish your English too. Just open your mouth. My name is Perpetua. Look at the Bible say, even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise. They will think you have sense. Just hold your peace. The thing that's doing, just hold yourself. And it's okay. All right, I would love to meet you some other time. You exchange numbers. Still behave like you are wise. Don't call first. Not after 24 hours. We exchange number. Have you forgotten me? See foolishness coming out already. Even if when he holdeth his peace, it's counted wise. And when he's a stream of man of fire understanding, you see, when he sees his lips, that's why you see, there are some, these folks, all of you in medical school, you understand, these particular people, they don't usually talk. But when they ask them questions in class, that's when you know where they are from. And they answer anything. So we can discussing about blood that day, but they were answering about muscles. Anything that comes, they just answer. But when they are quiet, the teacher thinks they read for that day. I remember then at school, sometimes they will be quiet. The ones in my group, and she will ask, we'll call their name and say, you ready for today? We say, yes, teacher. And let this person question. We'll just turn and look at each other. Is this the topic? You know, sometimes you feel as though you were the one that didn't know the topic for the day. Hallelujah. Go back to 27. He that had knowledge spareth his words. Hallelujah. Knowledge is expensive. Hallelujah. We still talk on how to acquire knowledge. Knowledge is expensive. Hallelujah. He that had knowledge spareth his words. You have to spare them because it's expensive. You know what it took you to get them. Hallelujah. You know, some put their knowledge in books and they tell you, buy them. Hallelujah. Things they know. You just speak few words. Not just one question. No. Because all of you braid hair. But there is this braid, your hand, you hold it very well. Well, after braiding, someone can take it for like 6 weeks, it's still intact. But this other person you braid, after 3 days, it's as if it's 3 months. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the other person that has this loose end that after 3 days, as if it's 3 months, comes to the other person and they're just asking you, you are trying to, how do you normally braid this up? You see, if the person comes to meet you and say, this is what I want, you can teach the person, right? But not out of pride. This your hair, you used to try you. Your own will just be lasting like 1 month plus. They've not asked you anything. It's because at the beginning, this I hold you. I hold it very tight, so I make it so that it will who has asked you anything? Then at the end of everything, you realize that you've messed up. You see, everybody has what is called a signature. If you are in the culinary, you understand. Some of you don't even enter the kitchen itself. You have, when this person cooks, you know that this is this person's food.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's even you are not in that when you come back to the hostel and you eat a food and you begin to purge, you know in that block who cooked the food. That's when you go back and ask, you say, is it this person? You say yes. No wonder. He that had knowledge spared his words. Knowledge makes you a man of few words. Hallelujah. Because you don't want to let out the ones which are meant for your gain. Hallelujah. Oh, let's see one more verse. Let's go back to where we began from. The verse 6 of it. 24:6. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Verse 5. Hallelujah. Are you sure you're learning something? A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increaseth in strength. Hallelujah. Knowledge is strength. Hallelujah. Knowledge is what? You see, there's this. Maybe some of you have seen the movie, but it's just the clip. I know I've seen, I believe most of you, like I say, if I've seen something, then majority of you have seen it. When the lady came and the man said, knowledge is power. And he asked them, the guards to hold him. And he was helpless. And he said, power is power. Hallelujah. Amen. You see, you've not seen it. Hallelujah. You're like me. I saw it before you. Hallelujah. So it means knowledge is power. So he's trying to tell them that she has power over him. So she has money, fame, and God. And she held him captive and was not telling him knowledge is not power, that power is power. So I believe that word, they coined it out from here, and I will explain to you. See, a wise man is strong. Here, a man of knowledge increases in strength. You see, there's difference between strength and power. They are the same thing, right? Strength and power are the same. Power can help you when you have physical power. It can help you overcome resistance over a short period of time. But strength will help you over a long period of time. So when you acquire knowledge, you increase in strength. Hallelujah. Your strength is increasing. You are gathering something that you are able to resist anything that comes your way. Hallelujah. Like, for example, let me give an example. You're hearing about, you've read books, or you've heard messages about preparing for marriage. And this dude comes and saying it's sex before marriage. And you know so well. You say you like this, you don't want to let him, you don't want to let him go. And you are always after him. It must be him. But when you have knowledge, it helps you to calm down. Hallelujah. You saw what we read earlier. Say it makes you calm. Hallelujah. You are calm. You are just watching. You're just patient. This guy will call because you know what you carry. You know what you have. You've built resistance. See, you need knowledge helps you to increase in strength. So you build resistance over the time. So you know you can overcome any obstacle. Hallelujah. What makes somebody that has been training for the last 1 year to be able to lift 100 kg? It's not by size. Me and you, who is bigger? Me. Okay. You, if you've been trained for the last 1 year, you can lift 100 kg easily. But if I haven't been trained, you can't come here and I can't lift it immediately. So the strength he has built resistance against that particular kg. So it's easy for him to just lift it up. Hallelujah. So knowledge helps you build resistance. Like I promised, I said I've changed. Woo! Then this is what I wrote. Even though the English is not correct, just write it like that. Knowledge is the ability of having full comprehension through adequate acquisition of skills on how to execute or administer a matter without failure of strength. Hallelujah. Did you get it? Ability of having full comprehension. That's knowing. Through adequate acquisition of skills on how to execute or administer a matter or a judgment without failure or strength.